Hey there, kids. Welcome back. Had a great time this weekend, Labor Day weekend, picking up stuff from yard sales, garage sales, thrift stores, and got a quick video here for you to show you what I got. I think I got some pretty great finds. So take a look at this. Let me know what you think.
So here's what we did with yard sales and thrift stores really quick. If you look over here, I've got this whole big bag of wrestlers. I had shown this on Instagram the other day. 25 vintage, and yes, they are technically vintage now, early 90s wrestling figures. They're in pretty good shape. They've got their accessories and their stands, which are in the bags over here. And that was for 16 bucks. And along with that, also, this Bandai Egg Monster, which is in pretty good condition. And these are not easy to find. I thought it might be a Meteorb at first, which is from the Masters of the Universe, but I'm pretty sure it's going to end up being a Bandai Egg Monster. That's why I wrote that on there. And this came with that lot, so that was part of that 16. From thrift stores on sale here, not that book, but this right here is a signed art print from the artist, writer, and colorist from Zombie 68. This was like $1 at the thrift store. That was a great deal. The Star Tours R2-D2 was like $2. He's probably worth about 15. Some of the early 90s Star Wars figures, which I paid $2 a piece for. And I got these because I know somebody who's looking for some of these, and I'm just going to trade with them for them. Sealed Godzilla collection, Toho collection, 13 movies, classic Godzilla. You don't not get Godzilla for $3. Couldn't resist. Irish Barbie, sealed in the box. It's so sealed, in fact, that it still has the Christmas tag on it. Merry Christmas, Christina. Love Grandpa. Oh well, I guess Christina didn't want it. But for $2, I'll take it. And I know you've been eyeing this. Some of you may know what this is, and some of you may be wondering. That is the centerpiece from the Castle Eternia playset. It still has the jaw, still has the eyes. Top and bottom piece are still connected, which very often they are not. And it still has the swivel chair in here. And I paid $2 for this. $2 for this. And as much as is here, as it's missing a lot of pieces. There's actually 3 buildings and a lot of accessories and a monorail system that runs through and connects to the other 2 buildings, believe it or not. But just what's here alone is worth at least 75 bucks. That was a great find, and I know somebody who's a big MOTU collector who is going to really love that.
In addition to those from another thrift store, I also picked up the Play School Play Village, which is from, I believe, 1972, 1973, and there's a lot of extra pieces here. The village alone with the box is worth at least $100. I picked it up for $30 at a thrift store. It was a great price. There's probably about $150 worth of parts and pieces all together. So that was a great find. I also went to Half Price Books, which was having a 20% off sale, and to Toys R Us, and picked up a few things there, more Godzilla related. Take a look at this video.
These are my 4 new Godzillas by NECA. I really like what NECA's been doing with the Godzillas. Big Godzilla fan. Love the old movie monsters. First of all, Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla version, which I actually picked up at the last convention that I attended. Neglected to mention it at the time, but here it is. And I like these new cards also, as opposed to the way NECA traditionally does it with like a box that you open up because you can't see the figure unless you fold the lid open. Now this one came from the Toys R Us, which is the Godzilla 2001 version. Also just picked up from Toys R Us is the Shin Godzilla, the red one. Very nice, and the packaging is in good shape. There were a few where the packages were damaged, but these were in really good shape. And then lastly but not least, the Reactor Glow Godzilla, which is actually a Loot Crate exclusive. And this one came from Half Price Books. I got it on their Labor Day sale. They had a 20% off everything sale. And I picked him up for $34, which is about half of what he's going for. And he does work. I'll just light him up there real quick. As you can see, he picks up the light nicely, glows for a little bit. One thing though with the NECAs that I've noticed is a lack of uniformity in the packaging. All four of the basic containers, the clamshells, are identical in size, but look at the card lengths. The Shin Godzilla, which came packaged in the same cases as the Godzilla 2001s from my understanding, are different lengths on the cards, even though the clamshells are the same size. And then, of course, the Reactor Glow Loot Crate Godzilla doesn't even have a hang tab at all. So there is a lack of uniformity there. Otherwise, though, I really like these. And no, I'm not going to open them. I want to keep them sealed up like that.
And in other news, got a little bit closer to completing this set. I picked up the 2-pack of Moss Man and Beast Man that goes with my Masters of the Universe Dorbs set, which you see I've got back here in the corner. So I'll go ahead and add this to the collection. Additionally, I also managed to get my hands on this, which is the Hot Ryu and Violent Ken 30th Anniversary 2-pack. So I'm that much closer to getting that set completed, which has been really difficult because it seems like every time they add a piece to this set, it's another exclusive from somewhere and I can't find it. So let's go ahead and put this where it belongs, which is right back here. Okay. Force Friday. Did you do anything on Force Friday? I looked around and I gotta tell you, it was more like anticlimactic Friday. I was not impressed with Force Friday at all. I know it's just another way for them to merchandise stuff. They want to sell you things, so they make a big deal out of it. You go to the Force Friday, and if you're interested in Star Wars, you pick up some stuff. But for me, it kind of all looked the same. I was sort of disappointed. Although there was one thing I saw at the Toys R Us that was pretty cool when I was down there, and that was this child-size motorized land speeder, which is freaking awesome. Can you imagine if you were 6 years old and you had this thing? It's the first time they've done something like this, and I was impressed with it. I gotta say that. And that's the one thing I've seen coming out of Force Friday where I was just like, wow, it had an actual wow factor, even though I can't get it. I have no use for something like that. But if I had a kid and he was that was old enough to be into the Star Wars, that would be fantastic. Not for $500 though, which is the retail price of this thing is 500. I would wait until after Christmas and then buy it because I'm sure there'll be plenty left over because of the high price point. I would buy it after Christmas. You get it for at least half price. Um, I had this picture on Instagram. I had to share it. If you haven't seen us on Instagram, by the way, we're open by chance on Instagram. I put a lot of photos up on there. Please do go ahead and check it out. But I ran into this at Dollar Tree. And this is your sauce only pizza, folks. This is what a sauce pizza looks like. It says pepperoni, and if you look really closely, you can see little gray squares. Those are the pepperonis. And you can tell where the cheese is. The rest of that red surface area is all sauce, and it's every pizza in the rack. Sauce freaking pizza. What do you expect for a buck, folks? I don't know what to say about that. I wanted to remind you because it hasn't gotten that much attention this time. You know, I've done contests before, but this time the contest isn't generating that much interest. So if you have not entered the contest, you still have time. You still have about 10 days before the contest ends and we do the drawing. I will put a link to the contest page down below. Please do go ahead and check it out. Enter the contest if you have not watched that video for instructions on how to enter. It's not complicated, but watch that video to understand what the contest is and how to enter properly. Also, convention coming up. That is ToyCon, September 17th in Bridgeview, Illinois. Bridgeview, Illinois. I will be there. My wife will be there. Lady Pop Hunter. Flippity will be there. My son, who goes by the moniker Flippity on Roblox. If you are into Roblox, you might know who that is because he is a popular designer on Roblox. Also, Dennis will be there. If you remember the world's greatest yard sale video, and I'll put a link to that down below if you haven't seen it, he does these massive like garage sale toy and action figure sales that are just fantastic. We've gotten some great deals there. He's got a table there. So we should be seeing Dennis as well. Please do like, share, and subscribe if you have not already. Remember, this is a good time to subscribe because we are running a contest. Again, link is down below, so please check that out and enter the contest if you have not. Please hit the notifications button if you already are subscribed so that you know when new content is coming out. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again.